wrestling fans from all around the world of all shapes and sizes. Welcome back to another live pro wrestling talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. I am still here coming at you live from my, and this thing just fell down. If I can keep this up. I am coming at you live from the Cortland Grand Hotel in downtown Atlanta, Georgia, as I'm still on vacation. But I did get the chance to watch Stardom Cinderella Tournament 2024, the opening show. That's right. I am pretty much good and caught up. So I wanted to hop on here and give my review. We had all eight first round matches at this opening show, and also a couple of special matches as well. There were four other matches. They did have one pre-show match, and then they had three other special matches as well. So yeah, I just want to get on here and run through my review of the card, and also talk about some of the upcoming dates that Stardom has going forward. There were some new shows mentioned, and a lot to look forward to. Whole lot to look forward to. So let's get started. I don't have like my graphics or anything because it's on my home computer, so sorry about that since I'm out of town, but that's okay. The show will go on, and we're gonna get through this. We're gonna have fun. Cool? Y'all ready? I'm ready. Let's get to it. Alrighty. Cinderella Tournament 2024 opening. If I remember correctly, this took place at the Yokohama Budokan. And we got ourselves 11 total matches. So the pre-show match started off with an 8-way. That's right, an 8-way match. We had Mai Sakurai versus Ami Sourei versus Seira versus Suzuki versus MIRAI versus Azumi versus Hazuki versus Waka Tsukiyama. And I must say, this match was pretty chaotic, but I mean, it's kind of to expect when you have 8 ladies in there and it's every woman for himself. So it's kind of expected. But the match was very entertaining, very enjoyable. All 8 ladies looked great. I did like the funny spot, the big suplex spot with Mai Sakurai on top of all the rest of the ladies as they were jockeying for that suplex position. I thought that was a pretty funny spot. A lot of near pinfalls, like just rapid near pinfalls in this match. It was actually really cool. We got to see a lot of high speed. There was a lot of high speed segments in this match as well. So, you know, I was very happy overall with the pace of the match, especially given having 8 competitors in this match. I felt like the pacing was great, a good taste of high speed with the different segments, and yeah, the multiple near pinfalls as well. But when it was all said and done, and even a couple of people were put in the paradise lock, so I thought that was pretty funny as well. But when it was all said and done, Suzuki would walk out of this 8-woman match with the victory, as she was able to pin Sakurai with the Gran Maestro de Tequila, which is kind of like a version, you know, kind of a roll-up pinning version of her tequila shot finisher. So she rolled up Mai Sakurai, got the win, and yeah, Suzuki wins the opening contest, that 8-way, every woman for himself. So, it was a great match. Probably would have been more interesting if it was an elimination match, but as the pre-show, that would have been a pretty long pre-show. So it is what it is, but still Great, entertaining match. Okay. Now, as we get into the main card, actually started off with a title match, the only title match of the entire card, as the Future of Stardom Championship was on the line, as Rina from Oedo Tai, the current champion, defended against Miran from Women's World Wrestling. And I did catch the right pronunciation. It's actually Diana, not Diana. So it's Diana. So I just learned that and wanted to go ahead and correct myself. So it's Women's Wrestling Diana. So just food for thought. Anyway, this match was fantastic. And I have to say, I was very impressed with Miran. Very impressed. Now, I've seen her a handful of times, and she's even competed on Stardom New Blood shows in the past. But I've mostly seen her wrestle in her home promotion of Diana. But I have to say, she looked really solid in this match against Rina. And Rina has been on a roll. And, it's not that big of an age difference between these two ladies. I think Rina is only like 2 or 3 years older than Miran. But this was a great back and forth match. Miran showed a lot of fighting spirit, and she dished out a lot of offense, like just continual offense against Rina, and even had a handful of near pinfalls. Very, very close. I think there's definitely a bright future for Miran, and being that she got started at such a young age, I think the ceiling's going to continue to grow for her. So, great match, awesome title match, but Rina was able to pick. Oh, not only that, being that Miran was able to survive the hydrangea submission and actually make it to the ropes. That was very impressive. I did not think she would be able to escape that. That was really cool. But she did end up falling victim to the Pink Devil, that gory bomb that Rina likes to do. Pinned her for the 1, 2, 3. And that's 7 successful defenses of the Future of Stardom Championship for Rina. And great sportsmanship after the match shown by Rina to Miran. And like I said, that was a fantastic match. Definitely loved what I saw. Miran looked really strong in this match. But Rina is still continuing her strong Future of Stardom Championship run. So, kudos to Rina. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to get into our Cinderella Tournament first round matches. All 8 first round matches took place on this show. I do have some interesting mixed feelings for some of these outcomes. So we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. Okay, starting off the Cinderella Tournament was the first round matchup of Yuzuki from Stars taking on Starlight Kid from Oedo Tai. And let me tell you, for this being the first Cinderella Tournament match, this was an excellent match. An excellent showing from both Yuzuki and Starlight Kid, and especially Yuzuki, who was pretty much the underdog going into this match. But let's also keep in mind, Yuzuki won the Rookie of Stardom tournament for this year. So definitely not somebody you want to sleep on. But definitely went into this match the underdog, but quite a performance that she put on against Starlight Kid. And, it was back and forth from start to finish. And just seeing the fighting spirit from Yuzuki, especially when she was locked into those Boston crabs, into that single leg crab. A lot of fighting spirit there, and just the offense she dished out. I honestly thought that was a 3 count when she had Starlight Kid and the rolling arrow. I thought that was a 3. It looked like the ref's hand hit the mat for 3. So I was shocked. I was really shocked. I thought she pulled off the upset. But It was a phenomenal match, but Starlight Kid was able to hit the moonsault press off the top turnbuckle on Yuzuki, pinned her for the 1, 2, 3. And Starlight Kid is the first to advance to the second round of the Cinderella tournament. But like I said, a great showing from Yuzuki. Came up a little bit short, but she looked awesome in this match. And this was quite a great way to kick off this tournament with that match. Good job, ladies. And then this is where things start to get really lame. The next Cinderella tournament match was Sayaka Kurara versus, from Cosmic Angels, versus Natsuko Tora, the leader of Oedo Tai. Match was all right, but the ending was an utter disappointment. An utter disappointment. So, Natsuko Tora. Now, mind you, keep in mind, this was a rookie versus a veteran / leader of Oedo Tai. Keep that in mind, okay? Keep that in mind. As Sayaka Kurara made her entrance, she got attacked from behind with a chair from Natsuko Tora. Pretty much Natsuko Tora had the momentum for the first half of the match. But then eventually Sayaka Kurara started to get going. She was nailing a handful of drop kicks, even hit Tora with a spear. You know, the patented spear that she likes to deliver. And then all of the crap starts happening. As not only did Tora spew green mist in the face of Sayaka Kurara, but then she ended up decking the referee, which ended up resulting, even though she hit a Death Valley driver on Sayaka Kurara, the referee, as soon as he got up, called for the bell, and Natsuko Tora is disqualified. And therefore, Sayaka Kurara advances to the second round. That is crazy and a load of crap. But I will say this. I am a firm believer now. Natsuko Tora is a terrible leader of Oedo Tai. I mean, come on now. You just let yourself lose to a rookie. You're the leader of a faction fell victim to a rookie. I don't care if it was by DQ. I could care less if it was by DQ. The fact of the matter was that the rookie, try to keep this thing up. Rookie beat the faction leader. Natsuko Tora is a terrible leader that doesn't seem to be very bright. And folks wonder why she has yet to win a singles title. Make it make sense. And you wonder why you never see her win a singles title in Stardom. I don't even think she ever will. I don't think she ever will. Because apparently she's not very bright to be able to win this match, which really should have been a gimme. Should have been a gimme. And there's a certain thing that even makes this worse, which I'll get to a little bit later. But from all that, Sayaka Kurara taking that beating and yet ends up winning by disqualification and advancing to the second round. Oh, Natsuko Tora, you're a worse leader than Tam Nakano. Let me just go ahead and say it. You're a worse leader than her. It's ridiculous. Really ridiculous. Okay, moving on. Oh my goodness, trying to get this thing to stay up. Okay, moving on. Next Cinderella tournament, first round matchup came down to the Pineapple Girl, Yuna Mizumori from Cosmic Angels, taking on the Human Tower Lady C of Queen's Quest. Overall, good showing from both ladies. I don't think Lady C has she ever won a match from a choke slam? I don't think she has. If she has, it was probably like forever ago. I just remember the few matches she's won using that modified Cobra clutch, which she did use in this match. But shout out to Yuna Mizumori. She's been looking better and better, and it was actually good to see her showcase in a singles match. Pretty cool choice of finisher from Yuna Mizumori, hitting that electric chair face buster on Lady C, pinned her for the 1-2-3. Yuna Mizumori advances, but I gotta say, man, I just don't think Lady C can catch a break. She can't catch a break. Like, she just can't catch a break. You would think by now Lady C would be a little more established to the point where she could actually get some wins here and there. But no. And it sucks too, because I like Lady C. And she's been around long enough now. So, I don't get it. I don't get it. I really feel for her. I really feel for her. Okay, moving on. Next match, first round, Cinderella tournament. We had the returning Peach Star Momo Kohgo from Stars, rocking some new gear, some new blue gear, which she looked amazing, taking on EXV's Xena. First off, Momo Kohgo looked solid. Definitely showed the high speed, showed the striking. Definitely she was back in full effect. I don't really fully understand the finish of this because I truly felt like Momo Kohgo had like twice to 3 times more offense than Xena, and yet still lost. And yet still lost. I don't freaking get it. Made her return, loses in the first round to a Thunderstruck, which was a pretty cool finisher. That Thunderstruck from Xena, that was pretty cool. I will say that. But Momo Kohgo dished out so much offense in this match. It's just such a shock that she ended up losing. Yeah, I was bummed. Good match, just wasn't a fan of the finish. But Xena advances to the second round after defeating Momo Kohgo, hitting her with the Thunderstruck, pinning her for the 1-2-3. All right, next up we had a very entertaining matchup. Cinderella tournament, first round. Miyu Amasaki from Queen's Quest taking on Ranna Yagami from God's Eye. This was actually a good back and forth match. You know, Miyu Amasaki's still kind of sort of considered a rookie. So I felt like this was a pretty fair, balanced match between both ladies. Definitely good to see Ranna Yagami just really unloading the strikes and really just shows more and more of how great of a fit she is in the God's Eye stable. So I'm definitely looking forward to see more of her in the future, and hopefully she gets her first singles win eventually. But it wasn't on this show. As Miyu Amasaki was able to put away Ranna Yagami, hitting her with a tensei and then pinning her for the 1-2-3. And Kevin advances to the second round. So, good job, ladies. Good match. Okay, I'm about to be annoyed again with this next first round match. The high-speed genius of stars, Koguma, taking on Oedo Tai's Ruaka. This match annoyed me. This match really annoyed me. Mainly because Ruaka had help. It's really funny how Natsuko Tora can come in, which of course, Koguma had the Kuma roll on Ruaka, almost had the 3 count, but Tora pulled out the referee. And of course, Momo Watanabe interfered, Rina interfered, Natsuko Tora. You know, it's funny how she was able to string together that and ended up helping Ruaka win her match to the point where she ended up eliminating Koguma with the choke bomb over the top rope. But yet Natsuko Tora couldn't beat Sayaka Kurara. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. All those shenanigans for this match, yet you lost to a rookie. Like I said, terrible leader, Natsuko Tora. Terrible. Terrible leader. Don't be surprised if she doesn't ever win a singles championship. Just saying. Just saying. Oedo Tai deserves better. And I'll leave it at that. Next up. This was a pretty good match as well. I wish it could have been a little longer though. Cinderella Tournament match. Saya Iida from Stars taking on Saki Kashima from God's Eye. This was good. I just wish it was a little longer. But kudos to Saki Kashima. You know, she did her thing. She hung in there, even taking all those chops and strikes from Saya Iida, who I feel like has been on a roll as well. And it looked like Saki Kashima was going to pull a fast one with the Kishikaisei, but Saya Iida wasn't about to fall victim to that, and she was able to turn it around and pin Saki Kashima with the Iidabashi for the 1-2-3, and Saya Iida advances to the second round of the Cinderella Tournament. So good showing there, but a good effort from Saki Kashima. Definitely a good effort. And then the last first round match of the Cinderella Tournament came down to the young lioness of stars, Hanan, taking on EXV's Hanako. This was a good match, a great clash of styles between both ladies. And you know what? Hanako, she looked really strong. She definitely looked like a threat in this match against Hanako, or against Hanan. But Hanan continued to show why she is one of the best young wrestlers in Stardom and has really continuously been on the rise, especially since having that, some may say, legendary Future of Stardom Championship run. All those title defenses. I mean, she was a beast of a champion. And, her and Saya Iida have been great, have been a great tag team. And sure enough, they're the New Blood Tag Team Champions. But Hanan debuted a brand new submission and was able to pick up the victory with said submission. She calls it the Dandelion, and was able to submit Hanako with it. It was kind of like a modified stretch muffler, so to speak. But yeah, made her tap out to the Dandelion, and Hanan is your last competitor to move on to the second round. So, I will, you know what? I'll go over the second round matchups after I finish reviewing the remaining matches. So, yeah, that concludes the first round matches of the Cinderella tournament. Okay. And then we had a couple of more special matches left. We had a trios match where we had Shuri, Konami, and Julia teamed up, and they took on the team of Fukiken Death, Momo Watanabe, and her challenger for the NJPW Strong Women's Championship, CMLL's Stephanie Vancure. I definitely liked what I saw from this match. It was a nice little tasty preview, a very delicious preview of their upcoming title match. I definitely liked the back and forth between Julia and Stephanie Vancure. It was good to see Konami back in action. She looked really good, especially her and Shuri, teaming up again. And even Momo Watanabe and Stephanie definitely had some sequences there that looked really good. But this was a nice build-up match for their title match tomorrow. Anyway, Shuri ended up picking up the victory for her team after making Fukiken Death submit to the Byako submission, which is kind of like a stretch muffler. Which, you know what, is kind of interesting. I normally don't see Fukiken Death trapped in submissions to the point where she ends up tapping out. She usually either gets pinned, but normally don't see her on the end of a submission. So thought that was pretty interesting. But Shuri, Julia, Konami with the victory. But yeah, nice build-up match in preparation for their title match tomorrow. Okay. The next match was a huge match, and we had another return as well. As we had a special tag team match as Cosmic Angels, Saori Ano, and the returning Poi Natsupoi took on the team of Big Hash, Chihiro Hashimoto, and making her Stardom debut, Saori, the Sun Goddess. That's right, the Beyond the Sea singles champion herself. Finally, a match in Stardom. This was awesome. Really awesome. This match was definitely my favorite match of the entire card, for obvious reasons. But from start to finish was on point. The action was nonstop. And just the exchanges, even from Natsupoi and Saori, which, they're close friends. They're tight. They're close friends. And just the exchanges, especially to the point where Saori just lit into her with that clubbing forearm and just knocked her down like that. I was just like, whew, that was sick. Big Hash showing off her agility with the flipping sentons and bridging out of a pin. Like, I see more and more of that in her matches. And, it might be strong. I definitely love the chemistry that Saori and Big Hash have, not only as opponents, but as tag team partners. And Seriano, Natsupoi, it was so good to see them back together. And hopefully at some point in time, they will get an opportunity for the Goddess of Stardom tag titles that they never lost. Hopefully they get that opportunity. But back and forth, hard hitting, nonstop action. This match was fire. And it came down to Seira nailing Natsupoi with a wrist clutch Uranagi and then pinning her for the 1-2-3. Seira, Big Hosh with the victory. Of course, great sportsmanship afterwards from the ladies in this match. But it's just great to see Natsupoi back. But it's really a bummer that both returning Momo Kohgo and Natsupoi lost their matches. I honestly would have liked for this to have been a time limit draw, but I don't know. It's just a bummer seeing both of them have their return matches and they are on the losing end. It's rough. It's rough, especially both pinned. Yeah, that's a rough look. But it was still a solid match. And then the main event, which honestly, I was a little surprised that this ended up being the main event. I honestly thought the special tag team match was going to be the main event, but it is what it is. We had a three-way triple threat tag match. We had Saya Kamitani and Azumi of Queen's Quest versus Maika and Mina Shirakawa of EXV versus Mayu Iwatani and Tam Nakano. So, Azumi ended up pulling double duty for this show due to Utami Hayashishita not being able to compete due to poor health condition. So, hopefully Utami will recover ASAP and will proceed. Overall, this match was all right. This match was all right. It didn't feel like a long match for it being the main event. It didn't feel that long, but it was still pretty enjoyable. It was good to see Tam Nakano and Mayu Iwatani teamed up again. You know, that was pretty cool. Maika and Mina Shirakawa look to have a lot of chemistry since pairing up and establishing the EXV, the Empress Nexus Venus faction. It's working. It's definitely working. But Maika ends up getting the victory, red belt champ, getting the victory for her and Mina as she pinned Azumi after hitting her with a Michinoku driver 2. So EXV successful in the main event. And then 2 big things happened after this match. First, I'll start off by saying Maika called out Utami Hayashishita and wants to challenge her for the World of Stardom Championship in Nagoya, March 20th, which is the Cinderella Tournament 2024 finals show. Well, semifinals and finals, but it'll be that show. So definitely looking forward to that. I think that's going to be amazing. Hopefully Utami will be good and cleared in time for that match, but that should be really good. And also keep in mind, Maika does want Tam Nakano as well. So maybe perhaps, who knows, maybe they could do that match at All-Star Grand Queendom in April. Maybe. But I do remember that Maika also said she wanted to face Tam Nakano. She wants to face the big meat. So I get it. I totally get it. But Utami, Maika, looking forward to seeing that. But the big one. Oh yeah. The big game. Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally, it is. Can you feel it? Come on, just feel it right now. You already know what's coming. You know what's coming. Just soak it all in. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Soak it all in. Deep breath. Soak it all in. The anticipation is real. Another deep breath. Soak it all in. Soak it all in. Because it's finally going to happen. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Sourei has challenged Miyu Iwatani for the IWGP Women's Championship. The match that we never got a chance to have came this close to having that match. Wasn't able to happen, but now it is finally going to happen. And word is this will happen April 27th at All Star Grand Queendom. Let's go. Two of the best wrestlers in the world going at it for the IWGP Women's Championship. The icon of Stardom versus the Sun God. It is finally going to happen. I can't wait. My only request, I really hope the match is no time limit. I hope the match is no time limit. I really, really do. But this match has so much hype behind it. I mean, just both of these ladies in their prime. And they're going to go at it at All-Star Grand Queendom. Whew. I mean, I could feel the chills from their handshake to seal that challenge. Like, oh man, I cannot wait for that match. Miyu Iwatani, Sourei, IWGP Women's Championship. Let's go. Let's go. But that concludes the opening to the Cinderella Tournament 2024. So, overall good show, you know, despite a few weird finishes and all that. Overall, great show. So, we now know our second round matchups. So, our second round matchups will be MIRAI versus Hanan. Ooh, that should be a really good one. Should be really good. Starlight Kid versus Suzuki. Another really good one. Xena versus Waka Tsukiyama. Dang, so you're giving her an easy path. Well, whatever. Ruaka versus Hazuki. Not the matchup I was hoping for, but it is what it is. Seira versus Iida. That should be a really interesting matchup. Power versus high speed. That should be a very interesting. Yuna Mizumori versus Sourei. That's an interesting matchup as well. I think that'll be really good. Sayaka Kurara versus Azumi. Ooh. Well, won't be as crazy as when she fought Tora. So at least that's a positive. But I have to see how Sayaka hangs with Azumi. That should be interesting. And Miyu Amasaki versus Mai Sakurai, which that should be a very interesting matchup as well. So those are your Cinderella Tournament second round matchups. And speaking of which, I wanted to go into some key dates, some key upcoming dates for Stardom. So check this out. So here, let me see. Make sure I get all this down. So keep in mind that on the 10th and the 16th of March. So the 10th and the 16th of March, one of them's tomorrow. That will be where they do the second round matchups on those 2 dates. So Cinderella Tournament second round matchups on March 10th and March 16th. Now, March 17th will be the quarterfinal round. They'll do all the quarterfinal matchups on March 17th. Okay? And then March 20th. March 20th will be the Cinderella Tournament semifinals and finals. So they're going to wrap up the Cinderella Tournament on March 30th. So that's the timeline for the rest of the tournament. Okay? And don't forget, on April 4th, you got Stardom American Dream 2024 in the Keystone State in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which I will be attending that show live, which they just announced that it's going to be available live stream on, I believe it was Fight / Thriller TV. That's where it's gonna be live streamed from. So definitely check that out. I might even purchase it just to go back and see myself later, since I'll be front row right next to the entrance ramp. So I'm pretty sure those that watch will end up seeing me. So just saying. But so yeah, that's April 4th. You have Stardom All-Star Dream Queendom, or excuse me, All-Star Grand Queendom. That is April 27th. So it's April 27th. You have also Stardom Flashing Champions 2024. That got announced. That'll be on May 18th. May 18th. That's going to be at the Yokohama Budokan. They also got a June 22nd show, which will be at the National Yoyogi Stadium in Tokyo. So June 22nd, they got a show. They got 2 shows. They mentioned 2 shows in July on the 27th and 28th. Both will be at the Hokkaido Chatarashi Gato Kingdom in Sapporo. I'm not familiar with that venue name, but they're going to do 2 shows there on the 27th and 28th of July. And then what was really interesting, they announced the 5-Star Grand Prix 2024, which will take place. The opening starts August 10th. It'll be August 10th at the Yokohama Budokan, and then the finals will be on August 31st at the Musashino Forest Sports Plaza main arena in Tokyo. Wow. So instead of a 8-week tournament, we're getting a 3-week tournament. I have mixed feelings about this. Like, I do understand shortening it, but by that much? I mean, from 8 weeks to 3 weeks? I would have said maybe from 8 weeks to 5 weeks. You know what I mean? But I guess it depends on how they do the schedule and how often they have the 5-star matches, which I would hope that they're just going to go ahead and use those regular shows as much as they can to go ahead and knock out those 5-star matches. But I don't know, like, because when you think about it, the 5-star Grand Prix is generally Stardom's biggest tournament in Stardom history. You know what I mean? You know, it's their biggest round robin tournament. Now, it's safe to say that the Cinderella tournament is their biggest single elimination tournament, but yeah, usually the 5-star Grand Prix, I mean, is the biggest. It guarantees you a shot at the red belt. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, I understand them shortening the tournament. I understand that, but to 3 weeks, I would have said 5. I would have said 5 instead of 3. But that's just me personally. I do definitely understand, you know, protecting the ladies and being sure that they get rest and all that, and they don't want to like overload them with this tournament. Because I mean, unfortunately, you know, with the Goddess of Stardom Tag League and the 5-star Grand Prix, you know, a lot of injuries were suffered. So I get it. I just don't know if I personally wouldn't have shortened it that much. If y'all understand where I'm coming from. So, you know, that's just me. But August 10th is the start of the tournament, 5-star Grand Prix. August 31st is the finals. So, will be interesting to see who they end up announcing that will compete in this tournament. I'm pretty sure it's going to be more of the top stars that'll be in this tournament, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyway, that'll conclude this review. Uh, I know for the rest of my day, I still need to watch TNA Sacrifice. I haven't forgotten about that. But I also saw that the tomorrow's Stardom Cinderella Tournament pay-per-view with the Strong Women's Championship match that will come on for me at 9:30 p.m. EST. So I will probably hop on that. I don't know if I will do the review. I might have to do it when I get back home, but just a FYI. And same thing for TNA Sacrifice. I might end up waiting until I get home to do the review for that. So just an FYI. But yeah, that'll do it for this live stream. Shout out to those that attended. I will also plug in the Game Beauty rank a little later once I get back home to my computer. But let me know what y'all's thoughts are on this opening night of the 2024 Cinderella Tournament. What did y'all think about the Cinderella first round matchups? What'd you think about the whole show? And are you as hyped as I am that we are going to get Sakurai versus Miyu Iwatani for the IWGP Women's Championship at All-Star Grand Queendom? Let me know your thoughts on that. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell while you're at it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed this live stream. Now, I'm probably about to go pass out, get me a nap. But I will catch up with y'all next time for another Pro Wrestling Talk live stream brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the 2. My name is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram coming at you from Atlanta, Georgia, Cortland Grand Hotel. Hope everybody has a blessed weekend, and I'll see y'all in the next video and or live stream. Be safe now. Peace.